It's your post-Royal Rumble SmackDown review show. They said Shane McMahon got fired for being in charge of the Rumble, for producing the Rumble. Well, whoever produced this show should also get fired, because this show absolutely sucked. So we kicked off with Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. They've both been reunited. I mean, who cares? Paul Heyman getting as many catchphrases, as many quotes he can get out, repeating the same shit. He realised he didn't need to protect Roman Reigns with Brock Lesnar. It was Brock Lesnar he needed to protect for Roman Reigns. He said Roman Reigns offered him a loving hand, an acknowledging hand. Just a load of shite here. I'm not looking forward to this. They said it wasn't going to be title versus title because Brock doesn't get what he wants. And that thanks to Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley is now the champion. Yes, we know this. Whoop-de-doo. But before anything else can happen, we've got Goldberg comes out. Absolute trash. I mean, I'm not against Goldberg being on WWE TV or whatever, but this was the same shite that we get every time Goldberg comes back. He gets in the ring, he looks up at Roman Reigns and says, "I acknowledge you." Then he puts his head down at the mat for like 10 minutes. He's like staring down at the mat, then he pops his head back up and says, "As my next victim, me, you, Elimination Chamber, you're next." Fucking garbage. I mean, why can't the guy do anything other than just come out and say you're next to set up a match? And why? Who gave Goldberg the fucking power to just come out and not only make matches at pay-per-views, but book himself into world title matches? Throughout the entire show, you have Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville mentioning time and time again how they're in charge, how they book the matches, how they do this, how they do that. Yet Goldberg just comes out first segment and fucking books himself in a title match, and they're nowhere to be seen. They don't have to confirm it nor deny it or, approve it or reject it. It's lazy booking. It's fucking atrocious. Like, why can't we just go back to people earning matches, to people winning number one contender matches? I mean, title matches should be earned. You just can't come out and announce yourself in the match, just like you can't come out and declare yourself in the Royal Rumble. This whole thing is fucking retarded. I don't get it. I just don't get why they couldn't have had like a mini Battle Royal or like a mini Royal Rumble, and Goldberg's like the surprise entrant and he comes out at the end, main event, throws everyone over, and he gets his title match that way. Having him come out, look at Roman Reigns and say, "You're next," and then he limps to the ring like a fucking old man. I mean, he looks like somebody's grandpa, and I mean, he's still in shape. He'd kick my ass, but that doesn't mean shit. I mean, come on, let's be real. Goldberg just come out and, making matches. It doesn't make any fucking sense. You need authority figures in wrestling. Could you imagine this happening, right, during the Ruthless Aggression era, where someone would come out to Raw and book a match? The next thing you would hear is, "I'm back and better than ever." Eric Bischoff would come out and say, "Look, jabroni, I make the matches, not you. So it's Survivor Series." You wouldn't just get fucking Michaels coming out and booking himself in a match, or RVD, giving himself a world title match. It didn't happen because Eric Bischoff was in charge. But I mean, who's in charge nowadays? Absolutely fucking nobody. Apparently, it's Bill Goldberg who's in charge. So that's how we kick off the show. Garbage. Again, am I annoyed that Reigns versus Goldberg at Elimination Chamber? No. But the setup is just lazy, pathetic, and fucking trash. Now, speaking of pathetic, lazy, and trash, a match that nobody cares about. Ricochet versus Ridge Holland. I think Sheamus at the moment is pretty entertaining. He's one of the better people on the SmackDown roster. But no one gives an absolute shit about Ridge Holland, so why is he in this match? I don't know. Ricochet, no one gives a shit about him either. Ricochet beats Ridge Holland. Then they set up a tag match with Ricochet and Cesaro versus Sheamus and Ridge Holland. And then Sheamus and Ridge Holland win. So they lose a singles match just to win the tag match. I mean, 50-50 booking at its finest. And Cesaro took the pin here. I mean, it's mad to think that Cesaro was facing Roman Reigns like 8 months ago, and since then, I don't even think he's picked up one win. So that's insane. Speaking of not giving a shit, Aaliyah versus Natalya up next. Listen, I have pretty much zero interest in Aaliyah. She does not entertain me. I do not want to see Aaliyah. So when you pair her up with Natalya, it just makes it fucking unwatchable, because Natalya is arguably the worst person in wrestling. So when you put somebody I don't care about with Natalya, then it's absolutely two fucks could not be given. So why this match happens, I don't know. Pat McAfee's pretty good. He puts over the Aliyah 317 shirt and Austin 317. What? You know, rips off the Austin shit. But I mean, come on. Austin 316 was great. Aliyah 317 is just garbage. Nobody cares. Aliyah wins. Fair count out. We then get Natalya bursting into the manager's office, and she demands a rematch next week. And Sonya Deville gives her one. Then we have Sami Zayn asking for his Intercontinental Championship. They give him it for next week. He says, next week's too soon. I just got shocked by Johnny Knoxville last week. And then they say, well, right, well, 2 weeks. You've got your IC match. And then Sami Zayn says, aye, great, thank you. And leaves. So these two have to approach Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce to get matches. But Goldberg just comes out in the opening show and books himself into a world title match. You know what I mean? That makes fucking perfect sense. You know, see Tom Brady. Why didn't he just book himself into the Super Bowl main event? Why did it? See when he got beat against the Chargers? Why did Tom Brady just go, nah, I'm gonna come out first and book myself. I'm gonna look across to my opponents and say you're next, and that's me in the Super Bowl because it's that easy. Yeah, according to Goldberg, according to WWE, that's all you need to do. Just look at your opponent, say you're next, and fucking that's it. You've got your title match according to WWE's logic. Then Aliyah learns that it's going to be a dungeon match, and then she's freaking out. Oh, what's a dungeon match? I need to learn the rules of a dungeon match. I think a dungeon match might be where you win by boring your opponent to sleep, because the fucking whole Hart Foundation are absolute shite, right? So any match concept that they come up with is guaranteed to be fucking terrible. So that's what I think a dungeon match is. Boring your opponent to sleep to win the match. Then we had Eric versus Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso wins, super kick splash, 1, 2, 3, good night. A garbage match, nobody cares. We all knew, it's not like Eric was going to fucking go over Jimmy Uso here, whichever one it was. So, yeah, again, another crap match we didn't need to see. With Drew McIntyre return, he was speaking with Happy Corbin. Madcap Moss tried to attack him from behind. Drew McIntyre whips his sword out. Again, I mean, we see him every week trying to hit people with his sword, then he's got the perfect opportunity to hit Madcap Moss with his sword, and he doesn't take it. Now, we know, we're not brain-dead bastards here. We know he ain't going to hit anybody with his sword, because that would decapitate them, and it would be, you know, he'd be done for murder. We get that. He's not going to hit anybody with a sword. But why even put him in that situation? Because weeks and weeks he comes out swinging the sword, trying to get people, and then the one time he has Madcap Moss trapped in the ring, he doesn't use the sword, you know, he lowers it. So, like, what's the fucking point? Just take the sword off this guy. Anyway, he asks Madcap Moss for a joke, and Madcap Moss says, what have criminals in the main event at WrestleMania got in common? Drew McIntyre says, what? And Madcap Moss says, they both get away scot-free. I mean, I actually think that was pretty funny. Like, this Madcap Moss, like, some of his jokes are actually no bad, but some of them are absolutely fucking diabolical. But this one was alright. Drew McIntyre pretended to laugh at least, or maybe he found it a bit funny, I don't know. But then he hits the Claymore, and he says he's going to make Corbin's life a living hell. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if they're doing Corbin versus McIntyre at WrestleMania, but I can't imagine that's a match that anybody really wants to see, and I think everybody's pretty much lost any interest in Corbin since he became this happy Corbin shit. I think we all preferred when he was broke and skint and homeless, had no money, and he'd mustard stains on his shirt. That's when Corbin, I think, was better. Or they could just return him to the Lone Wolf. Why not? Nakamura versus Jinder Mahal up next. With Sami Zayn on commentary. It is what it is. Sami Zayn faces Nakamura in 2 weeks' time. Nakamura beats Mahal. Who cares? I mean, who cares? The commentary was no bad. You'd confrontation, interaction, obviously, with Sami Zayn and McAfee and Cole is decent, but is that enough for me to think this show was good? Nope. Then we had Big E and Kofi Kingston. The New Day versus Los Lotharios. Again, who gives an absolute shit about Los Lotharios? Not me. Not me at fucking all. Nobody cares about these two. It is mad how Big E's just went from WWE champion to absolute bum in like a month. So, I mean, who cares? Big E wins. Then we get a promo after that. Los Lotharios walking backstage saying that they only lost due to being distracted, and next week they'll get back to winning ways. This was terrible. Why even give this airtime? This was fucking horrendous. Honestly, I don't get it. And then in the main event, it's Ronda Rousey challenging Charlotte Flair. She says she didn't travel to this place with her daughter in a snowstorm just to talk. She wants to kick ass. She's going to show her to kick ass the family way. Ronda says to Charlotte, "You're nothing special. You're just first." What did she mean by first? Did she mean she's just first on Ronda Rousey's hit list from her return? That's the only thing I can think of. And even if she did mean that, how's that a good line? How's that, that's not good. And the crowd were absolutely dead when she said it. "You're nothing special, Charlotte. You're just first." And then Charlotte went on to talk a load of shit about how the opportunity is going to WrestleMania again. And someone said that Charlotte looks like Cher, that old woman from The Mask. And since I've seen the picture side by side, I just can't unsee it. She definitely does. And for Charlotte to say she's had no surgeries to her face, I mean, talking absolute shit, looks nothing like her former self. But anyway, she holds up her title and she finishes off this promo by saying to Ronda Rousey, "My baby is prettier than yours." Now, I thought that was probably the only good thing from this whole segment. However, Ronda Rousey takes the leather jacket off, looks like she's going to fight. Sonya Deville steps in. She shouts at Ronda Rousey, says, "You've got a bad temper. I'm the one in charge around here, not you. I'm the one that makes the decisions." Apart from when Bill Goldberg comes out in the opening of the show, though, I don't make any decisions then, but when I want to make decisions, apparently I'm in charge. Ronda Rousey pushes Sonya Deville to the side. Charlotte goes for a clothesline. Rousey ducks. Rousey's about to attack Charlotte. So Sonya jumps on her back for some reason. Rowdy does her finishing maneuver, then puts her in the armbar. And Michael Cole calls it the Ronda armbar. Seriously, the Ronda armbar. Can we not get something a bit more creative than the Ronda? I mean, you're literally just putting her name in front of fucking armbar. How garbage is this? Can you imagine Shawn Michaels? Nah, I see Sweet Chin Music. That doesn't exist. We've got the Michael super kick. What the fuck is that? What is that, man? Absolute fucking shite from Cole. Commentary, I mean, wrestling's crap regardless of the commentary, but when you've got commentary like that, how can it possibly be good? The Ronda armbar. Oh, she's got her in the Ronda armbar. Really? Fucking hell, man. I mean, what can you say? What? No, I mean, what? Imagine Undertaker, the Tombstone Pile Driver. They just call it, the Taker Pile Driver. I mean, Undertaker Pile Driver. What the fuck, man? Seriously? What? I mean, come on, Michael Cole. What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? This show was shit, guys. Arguably the worst wrestling show of the week. This was not a good show. Anyone who says this was good is lying to you, man. I don't know why they would lie to you, but they're fucking lying to you, or they're getting paid. They're getting paid by the WWE to promote SmackDown. This was absolute garbage. What did I like? Not a lot. Absolutely nothing, actually. The best thing in this show was Madcap Moss's joke to the returning Drew McIntyre. What did WrestleMania and criminals have in common that break the law or something? They get away scot-free. That break the law in this town. The town that they were in, apparently the town's pretty bad for crime. Says what the criminals who break the law in this town and the main event in WrestleMania got in common. They both get away scot-free. I mean, that was a pretty funny joke, but really, One joke in 2 hours, is it enough? No, it's not. The only joke, the big joke from this show was the entire SmackDown. SmackDown's a joke. WWE's a joke. This show fucking sucked. I'm giving it a 1. Why am I giving it a 1? Because there was one thing I liked. I mean, that's it. Again, Roman Reigns, one and done. Once him and Goldberg are done, you don't see them again. I mean, Goldberg's turned up to SmackDown. Can he not at least do something backstage? Can we know at least, why the fuck, honest to God, right? Why can't we get a mid-carder coming up back? Why can't Goldberg be in an interview or something, right? Some mid-carder comes up, like Sami Zayn, right? Sami Zayn could come up, interrupt his, I mean, I'm just thinking this off the top of my head. Sami Zayn could, interrupt Goldberg's, interview backstage and say it's a conspiracy, how he's been waiting months on his Intercontinental Championship match, yet Goldberg just comes in and announces a title match, books a title match by himself, and Sami Zayn could get put in a match. Adam Pearce could be like, well, you know what, you're right, Sami, it's not fair, so we're going to give you a chance to get added to the title match. You're going to go one-on-one tonight with Goldberg, and Goldberg could squash him in like 10 seconds, just hit the spear, cover him. But at least you'd be breaking up Goldberg, and then you'd have him in, you know, the opening promo. Then you could have the interview, like maybe a couple of segments after the promo, and then have the match, maybe not even main event, but have it, you know, in the second hour. And then there's Goldberg, 3 separate occasions on TV, but what do they do? Nah, Goldberg waltzes out, fucking limps to the ring like the old man that he is, battered and bruised. Oh, Roman Reigns, guess what? You're next. Who could have guessed it? Fucking every cunt could have guessed it, because it's the same shite they do every single time. The show's getting a 1. This was horrendous. Has it got me excited for Elimination Chamber? No. I want to eliminate myself for watching WWE. That's what I want to do. Suicidal, this shit is absolutely garbage. I'm giving it a 1. That's it, guys. Let me know what your thoughts were down below. I was going to say if you enjoyed it, let me know, but nobody enjoyed this. It wasn't possible. So that's it. SmackDown, 1 out of 10. Hopefully next week's show's better, but honestly, I wouldn't count on it. Till next time, though, guys. Peace.